Ladies, I want you to listen to me for a moment, because what I'm about to say could change how you move through the rest of your life. As we get older, many of us start to focus only on the big health concerns: heart disease, blood pressure, arthritis, maybe even memory loss. Those are important, of course, but there's something else that creeps up quietly and can turn your world upside down in a single moment: losing your balance. That's why I'm here, to share with you the 6 mistakes that most older women make when it comes to balance. Mistakes that you can avoid starting today. Some of these might surprise you because they surprised me. And the last one, I'll admit, even I didn't know about it until I ended up flat on the floor. Before we start, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Just drop your state or city in the comments below. And if you have any natural health tips of your own, feel free to share those too. Someone else might really benefit from hearing what's worked for you. 1. Wearing the wrong shoes. Balance begins with your feet. The shoes you wear every single day can either protect you or put you in danger, and many women don't realize this until it's too late. As we age, our feet change. The arches flatten, the natural cushioning wears down, and even the shape of our toes shifts. That means the shoes that felt perfect at 50 might now be working against you at 70. I used to think it didn't matter. Around the house, I wore soft slippers. For errands, I slipped on old flats. They felt light and easy, but what I didn't see was how unstable they made me. Slippers slip. Flats don't support the foot. One tiny corner of a rug or a crack in the sidewalk, and suddenly you're struggling not to fall forward. I'll never forget the day I caught my foot in the yard while wearing those flimsy flats. I came dangerously close to face-planting into a rose bush. That moment was my wake-up call. Here's the truth. Shoes are like the foundation of a house. If the foundation is weak, the whole structure is shaky. At our age, we can't afford to gamble with weak foundations. The best shoes for balance are the ones with firm soles, non-slip bottoms, and some structure around the ankle. Thankfully, you don't have to settle for bulky, unattractive shoes. These days, there are stylish options with support built in. I found a pair with memory foam and a firm heel cup, and the difference was immediate. I felt steady and secure again. One more warning. Walking barefoot or in socks may feel comfortable, but it's risky. Socks can slide and bare feet leave you unprotected. Instead, invest in supportive house shoes with non-slip soles. At our age, a fall isn't just a bruise. It can mean surgery, recovery, or even losing independence. Choosing the right shoes may seem like a small step, but it's one of the smartest ways to stay steady, safe, and confident. 2. Skipping strength training. For a long time, I thought strength training was only for young people or those serious gym-goers lifting heavy weights. I told myself, I stay busy. I walk around the house. I garden. That's enough. What I didn't realize is that after age 50, we lose muscle little by little every year. It happens so gradually you don't notice, until one day you try to rise from a low chair and need to push off with both hands. That's not just age. That's muscle loss. Here's the good news. Muscle loss can be reversed. We can rebuild strength at any age, even well into our 70s and 80s. And the difference it makes for balance is life-changing. The muscles in your legs, hips, and core are what keep you steady. Think about the last time you stumbled. Your body probably tried to catch itself. If your muscles aren't strong enough, they can't do it and you go down. That's why so many older women fall. It isn't clumsiness, it's weakness. But strength training doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need a gym or heavy dumbbells. Simple moves like squats using a chair, wall push-ups, or a few minutes with resistance bands can change everything. I started with just 10 minutes 3 times a week, and within weeks I felt the difference. My legs were steadier, my arms stronger, and my core firmer. Suddenly, I wasn't nervous about uneven sidewalks or stepping off curbs. And it's not only physical. Strength brings emotional confidence too. When your body feels capable, your mind feels braver. I used to avoid certain places, worried about tripping. Now I walk my dog with my shoulders back and my head high. So please remember, sweetheart, you're never too old to build strength. A small, steady routine can protect you from falls, keep your independence, and give you back the freedom to move through the world without fear. 3. Ignoring vision changes. It's not just about reading the paper or needing stronger glasses for TV. Your eyes play a big role in balance. They send signals to your brain about where you are in space. When your vision weakens even a little, your risk of falling goes up, often without you realizing why. As we age, changes in our eyes are subtle but serious. Depth perception fades, so you might misjudge a step or curb. Peripheral vision narrows, making it harder to see things coming from the side. Low light vision weakens, which is why moving around at night can be especially dangerous. The tricky part? These changes happen slowly, and you may not notice them until you've already stumbled. I learned this the hard way. One night, I got up to use the bathroom without turning on the lights. My eyes couldn't adjust quickly enough to the dark. I missed the edge of a rug and went down hard on my knee. Thankfully, I didn't break anything, but I was sore for a week. The next morning, I saw my optometrist. My prescription had changed, but I hadn't updated my glasses in years. Once I got new lenses with anti-glare coating and a light tint, the difference was incredible. Suddenly I could see steps, curbs, and shadows so much more clearly. That fall taught me that ignoring vision changes is a mistake we can't afford. Outdated or scratched glasses can be a hazard. Dim lighting makes the problem worse, straining your eyes and increasing your chances of tripping. The good news? These are all things we can fix. So my advice is simple: book that eye exam you've been putting off. Clean your lenses often. Replace glasses when needed. Add brighter bulbs in hallways, bathrooms, and staircases. Clearer vision means safer steps, more confidence, and stronger independence. 4. Overlooking medication side effects. Now let's talk about something many of us would rather not think about: our medications. At this age, almost everyone is taking at least one pill, and many of us are taking several. We trust our doctors, and we should, but here's the truth. Medications can quietly affect your balance in ways you don't expect. Sometimes the very pills meant to help us can actually increase the risk of falling. I learned this myself. A while back, my doctor put me on a new blood pressure medication. He said it would help with the lightheadedness I'd been feeling. But soon after, I noticed something odd. When I stood up from the couch, the room tilted slightly, almost like I'd had a drink too many. I brushed it off, told myself I was tired or maybe dehydrated, but the feeling didn't go away. One evening, I got up too quickly and stumbled into the coffee table. Luckily, I caught myself, but it scared me. Later, I finally checked the label. May cause dizziness or loss of balance. Here's the thing: our bodies change with age. A dose that worked fine at 50 may be too strong at 70. And when you're on multiple prescriptions, side effects can pile up or interact in ways you don't realize. Sometimes the solution isn't to stop the medicine, but to adjust the dose or switch brands. That's why it's so important to pay attention to how you feel. If you notice dizziness, sluggishness, or strange imbalance, don't ignore it. Write it down. Keep a little notebook and track when symptoms happen. Bring that list to your doctor, and don't forget to include over-the-counter pills and supplements. The bottom line: you are your best advocate. After my doctor adjusted my prescription, the dizziness disappeared, and I felt steady again. That one conversation made all the difference. Don't overlook this: side effects aren't just annoyances. They can be the difference between walking safely and suffering a serious fall. 5. Holding on to furniture instead of using a cane. This one might touch a nerve because I know how many of us feel about it. For years I told myself, I don't need a cane. I can get around just fine. Instead, I clung to tables, countertops, and door frames as I moved around the house. I called it steadying myself, but deep down it was my way of avoiding something I thought would make me look weak. The truth is, grabbing furniture is not safe. Furniture isn't always where you need it, and it can slip or shift if you lean too hard. I'll never forget the day I was carrying laundry from the kitchen to the living room. My hands were full, I lost my footing, and nearly went headfirst into a side table. That moment shook me. I realized how fragile my little wall-walking habit really was. It took time to face it, but eventually I bought a cane. To my surprise, it wasn't nearly as scary as I imagined. I chose a lightweight one with a soft grip and even a floral print design that felt like me. Instead of embarrassment, I felt relief. For the first time in years, I wasn't constantly scanning for the next chair or counter to hold on to. I could walk freely, safely, and with confidence. Here's the truth. A cane or walker doesn't mean weakness. It means wisdom. It shows you care enough about yourself to prevent a fall before it happens. People admire confidence, not pride. When you walk tall with a cane, others see strength, not frailty, and you'll feel that strength inside yourself too. So if you've been wall walking more than you'd like to admit, Maybe it's time to stop resisting. A cane doesn't take away independence. Protects it. It gives you freedom to move without fear. And at our age, that kind of freedom is priceless. 6. Avoiding balance exercises. Here's a mistake I didn't even know I was making for most of my life. I had heard of exercise for strength, for flexibility, for heart health, but balance exercises? That was something I never once considered. I thought balance was just natural, something your body kept for you. But here's the truth. Balance is a skill, and like any skill, if you don't practice it, you slowly lose it. I learned this lesson when I joined a local senior wellness class. I thought it would just be gentle stretching, maybe a little yoga. But the instructor, an older woman herself, introduced us to balance training. Simple things, really. Standing on one foot for a few seconds, walking heel to toe across the room, shifting weight from side to side. First, I wobbled like crazy. I laughed it off, but it scared me too. That's when it hit me. I had never trained my balance, and now it was slipping away from me. So I started small. 5 minutes a day, then 10. Within just a couple of weeks, I noticed changes. My ankles felt stronger. I wasn't bracing myself every time I stepped off a curb. I even found myself moving with more confidence around the house. One day, I caught myself dancing in the kitchen to an old song on the radio. Something I hadn't done in years, and I didn't feel shaky at all. That's the power of balance training. The best part? You don't need fancy equipment or a gym membership. All you need is a little space, a bit of time, and the willingness to practice. There are plenty of free resources online, videos made especially for seniors, community classes, even printed guides. And you don't have to push yourself too hard. Consistency is what matters. A few minutes every day can make a huge difference. Here's what I want you to take away. Balance is not gone forever just because you're older. The body is amazing. It can still learn, adapt, and improve even in our 70s, 80s, and beyond. The key is to start before a fall forces you to. Don't wait until you've had an accident to make balance a priority. Think of it like brushing your teeth. It's a small daily habit that protects something precious. Sweetheart, balance exercises may seem simple, but they are your safety net. They give you back control, they restore your confidence, and they protect the independence you've worked a lifetime to keep. Don't let this mistake hold you back. Start training your balance today, and give yourself the gift of steadiness for the years ahead. 7. Living in a cluttered or poorly arranged home. One mistake many of us overlook is the way our home is set up. Over the years, we collect furniture, rugs, decorations, and little keepsakes that mean a lot to us. But sometimes, these very things quietly become obstacles that increase our risk of falling. I'll give you an example. A dear friend of mine had a beautiful living room with little rugs scattered across the floor. They looked cozy, but one night she caught her foot on the edge of one and went down hard. She was lucky, only a sprained wrist, but it could have been much worse. That fall taught her something important. The way we arrange our homes has to change as we age. Clutter, loose cords, small tables, stacks of books, or even too many throw rugs can all create tripping hazards. Poor lighting makes it even worse. If your hallways or staircases are dim, your eyes strain to adjust, and one misstep is all it takes. Even pets, as much as we love them, can dart underfoot and throw us off balance. The good news is, this is something we can control. Take a walk through your home and look at it with fresh eyes. Ask yourself, could I trip over this? If the answer is yes, move it. Secure loose cords against the wall. Remove rugs that slide. Add brighter bulbs in key spots, especially near stairs, bathrooms, and entryways. Keep walkways clear and wide. Think of it this way, your home should support you, not challenge you. A safe, clutter-free environment doesn't just lower your fall risk, it gives you peace of mind. At our age, we deserve a home where we can walk freely, confidently, and without fear of stumbling. 8. Getting up too quickly. One of the easiest ways to lose your balance is something many of us do without thinking, standing up too fast. Whether it's getting out of bed in the morning, rising from a favorite recliner, or standing after a meal, moving too quickly can cause your blood pressure to drop. Doctors call it orthostatic hypotension, but to us it just feels like sudden dizziness, a spinning head, or the floor rushing up toward us. I can't tell you how many times I've seen friends nearly topple just by popping up from a chair. I've had my own close calls too. One morning I got out of bed in a hurry to answer the phone. The moment I stood, the room tilted. If I hadn't grabbed the nightstand, I would have been flat on the floor. The good news is this mistake is easy to fix. Instead of jumping up, take it step by step. If you're lying down, roll to your side first, then push yourself up to a sitting position. Rest there for a few seconds, let your body adjust, then slowly stand. If you're in a chair, plant your feet firmly on the ground, take a breath, and rise slowly while steadying yourself if needed. These few extra seconds give your body time to balance your blood pressure and clear your head. It may feel small, but it can prevent big accidents. Remember, falls often happen in those quick, careless moments. So, my dear, don't rush yourself. Life isn't a race anymore. Move with patience and give your body the time it needs. Standing slowly is a simple habit, but it could be the one that saves you from a dangerous fall. My dear, we've talked about 6 mistakes that so many older women make without even realizing it. Shoes that don't support us, skipping strength training, ignoring our vision, overlooking medication side effects, wall walking instead of using proper support, and forgetting that balance itself can be trained. Each of these may seem small on its own, but together, they can decide whether you stay steady on your feet or find yourself facing a fall that could change your life in an instant. I want you to remember this. Taking care of your balance isn't about vanity, and it's not about weakness. It's about loving yourself enough to choose safety, to choose freedom, and to choose a future where you're still walking tall, still dancing in your kitchen, still living life on your terms. You've already overcome so much in your lifetime. You have the wisdom, the courage, and the strength to overcome this too. Now, before you go, I'd love for you to tell me, out of the 6 mistakes we covered, which one surprised you the most? Write it down in the comments. Your answer might be the one that helps another woman see herself more clearly and make a change. And if you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because I share advice, encouragement, and practical wisdom just like this every week. And sweetheart, if you want a little extra support, sign up for my Savvy Senior newsletter. I'll send it straight to your inbox, filled with tips and encouragement to help you live stronger, steadier, and smarter every single day. Take care of yourself. Your future self will look back and thank you for every step you take to stay steady and safe. You've got so much more life to live. Don't let anything, not even balance, stand in your way.